Can depression be successfully treated? And the answer to this is yes. Hi, my name is Stuti, and in this video, I have tried to answer 5 important questions about depression. Firstly, what is depression? Second, what causes it? What are some of the most common signs and symptoms of depression? The different types that you can look into, and can depression be successfully treated? Have you noticed how casually we throw words like depression, depressing, depressive, or even depressed in a conversation? For example, when you watch a movie and you say, I found it quite depressing. But probably what you mean is that that movie made you feel sad, anxious, maybe discouraged, or hopeless. Then what is depression? Depression or clinical depression is a serious mental health condition. It is also one of the most common mental health conditions for which people seek the mental health services. Everyone feels sad or low sometimes, but those feelings pass as our experiences or situations change. But when it comes to depression, or also known as depressive episode or depressive disorder, the feelings or the symptoms go on for a longer period, which affects the way we feel, the way we think, and also our daily functioning like sleeping, eating, and interaction with others. One of the most important things to look at is that all the symptoms that I'm going to describe later in this video, you need to ask yourself whether these symptoms are present for most of the day and at least for 2 weeks continuously. 3 main differences between sadness and depression. So number one, while you feel sad, it's a natural, healthy human emotion. Depression is something which affects your normal functioning and your day-to-day living. Sadness is for a shorter duration, while depression, the emotions, the symptoms go on for a longer period and at least 2 weeks, like I said, but sometimes for years. Third, and the most important, is that sadness is largely triggered by some experience or situation, while depression may not be triggered by anything external. So if someone tells you that, oh, everything's so sorted in your life, why are you depressed? It's really important to understand that depression is not caused always by certain situations. There are various factors. So let's look into what causes depression. There are 4 main factors, and it's usually a combination of those. Number one is your genetics factor, so your family history. There's environmental factor, when certain life events like unemployment or loss of a family member, or uh, maybe moving to a different place, adjustment. Third is a biological factor, which could be a serious health concern or even substance abuse, or it can also be medication induced. And the fourth is psychological factors, which could be your history of abuse, be it sexual abuse, emotional abuse, or any sort of abuse that you may have experienced in the past as a child or even at present. All 4 of these and the combination of these factors contribute to depression. What are the signs and symptoms of depression? So, 3 main symptoms of depression that one should look at are sadness, fatigue, and anhedonia. Sadness is when you're feeling low and sad for a long period continuously. Second, when you're feeling tired all the time and you cannot do anything about this fatigue and it may not even have a reason. And third, anhedonia, which means there's a severe loss of interest, and things that used to excite you before also don't excite you anymore. There are some other symptoms that you could look at. You have disturbed sleep or no sleep, or maybe you're oversleeping. You have a loss of appetite, or you're eating a lot more than usual. Your decision making is hampered. You find yourself having low self-confidence. You can't concentrate. You might also be feeling that it's difficult for you to move depression, you may also be experiencing suicidal thoughts, or there may be some death wishes where you wish you were dead. When you're going through depression, there's a lot of guilt and self-blame involved, and this is one of the most important reasons why people find it extremely difficult to seek help. But in any case, it's important for you to understand that whatever you're going through can be treated or managed. This video is not for you to self-diagnose. It is only to spread awareness and help you understand that if you are going through depression, then you may want to seek help. You should seek help as early as possible. Apart from these signs and symptoms, it's important to look at these 3 distinct feelings that one feels when they are depressed or are going through a depressive episode or any kind of depressive disorder. One, the person feels that they're worthless, they're not worthy of anything, they don't have any qualities that can be admired, and they are the reason for their unhappiness. Their dialogue goes something like, I'm not worthy of people's love, this is all my fault, and I can't do anything right. Second is feeling of hopelessness, a negative view about the future. While worthlessness is a negative view about self, hopelessness is a negative view about the future, that nothing is going to ever improve and this is how everything's going to be and there's nothing that you can change. The dialogue there goes more like, it won't ever get better, I'm going to feel this way always, and no matter what you do, nothing will improve. And third is a negative view about the world, which is also called helplessness. There's a strong feeling about how nothing is in their control, and no matter what they do, they will not be able to help get themselves out of the situation. And the dialogues then there go like, what's the point of it anyway? It's useless to even try. In spite of all my efforts, nothing will ever work out. Feeling worthless, hopeless, and helpless, these 3 feelings overlap and they also reinforce and support each other. And this is the reason people don't speak about what they're experiencing. They don't seek help because there's a strong negative belief that they will always feel this way. Coming to a 4th segment of this video, and I think a lot of you must be looking forward to listening to this bit as well. Can depression be successfully treated? And the answer to this is yes. Fortunately, depression can be cured or treated by a combination of medication and psychotherapy. Depending on the severity, people may not opt for medication, and therapy alone could help them. While if the severity is very high, medication becomes an important and crucial part of the treatment procedure. The reason I also wanted to cover types of depression in this video is because there's very little awareness and psychoeducation about types of depression. When all the symptoms that I described, if a person experiences that for minimum 2 weeks, and this is the only time that they experience it, it may come under major depressive episode. While a person who's experiencing different episodes for a long period, this would be called major depressive disorder. On the other hand, if a person is experiencing these symptoms for over 2 years, where the severity keeps changing but some of these symptoms linger all the time for more than 2 years, it's called dysthymia. Apart from these 2 types of depression, there are other types as well. One is postpartum depression, which is usually when a mother experiences during pregnancy or after giving the birth. My grandmother had postpartum depression when my father was born. In those times, it was not something that was recognized or talked about. Second is seasonal affective disorder, which is usually people experience it from late autumn to early winters and late winters, and countries which have a cold climate most of the year, a lot of people go through seasonal affective disorder, which is also one of the types of depression. So psychotic depression is one of the type of depression where people are in severe depression with psychotic symptoms, where they can also experience delusions and hallucinations, where they can hear, see, or believe that they have seen or heard some upsetting things, which then affect their daily functioning. Fourth is the substance or medication induced depression. People with serious health concerns or people who get into substance abuse also tend to start experiencing depressive symptoms and signs. Lastly, depression can also be one of the phases of bipolar disorder, where the other half is hypomania or mania, where the person feels euphoric and irritable and extremely high energy, and when a combination of these two episodes occur, that's when it's then called a bipolar disorder instead of just depression or mania. There's something also called atypical depression, where people may be highly functioning, their mood reactivity is high, where their mood changes according to situation experiences, while they would still be experiencing some of the other symptoms of depression. I really hope that this video helped you understand depression in a deeper way. If you find any information that I may have shared incorrectly, please let me know the same. Thanks a lot for watching.